Hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, wherever you're from. We hope you're keeping safe in this most bizarre of times. But here we are for another OWASP Ottawa meetup. This month, we're really pleased to have Ali Abdallahi with us to talk about OWASP ZAP and ZAP Scripting. Ali's, if you're like me and you're a full-time gunslinger, you get exposed to a lot of different technologies and you get to work in a lot of different areas. And Ali is no different. He's got experience with product testing, reverse engineering, penetration testing, exploit developing, red teaming, and on and on. But he also has skills and worked as an instructor and an author and a board reviewer for Hackin9 or Hacking, the company, and you may know the magazine. He's published CVEs, and he's a regular speaker at a full rap list of different conferences. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome Ali. Are you there? Yes, you're there.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you, Garrett. Hope you're doing great in these circumstances. And hello, everybody, this meeting at Ottawa chapter. And I'm very glad to have you here and talking about some technical aspects of one of the most incredible OWASP tools, ZAP Proxy, and without any other topic, I would like to start the session, and I hope you will enjoy this session.
Awesome. I'll let you share your screen.
Okay, so welcome to OWASP ZAP Proxy Scripting brief session with me. And so as Garrett talked about me, I'm a cybersecurity enthusiast with 8 years of experience. I'm author, instructor, and absolutely bug hunter. And I'm a regular speaker and trainer at industry conferences. And so I want to skip these topics. So the outline of our session, our main session here at the actual session will be a complete workshop regarding OWASP ZAP Proxy, a full course and workshop, including all topics related to ZAP Proxy, penetration testing with ZAP Proxy, and scripting absolutely with ZAP Proxy, and why we should scripting with ZAP Proxy, and why we should use ZAP Proxy as our first choice during our vulnerability assessments and penetration testing and everything that is related to security testing. And in this session, I want to focus on some dark side of ZAP Proxy and some features which is very interesting. So first of all, we want to talk about OWASP ZAP Proxy project, how we can install and configure ZAP Proxy, and talking about some basic concepts and principles. And after that, we want to review some known vulnerability like OWASP Top 10. And after that, I will talk about principles of ZAP Proxy scripting and writing a script and different kind of scripts and custom payloads and fuzzing, which is very interesting, and some ZAP Proxy scripting zest command line, which is very good, and I hope you will enjoy this. So let's start about what is ZAP Proxy, OWASP ZAP. So OWASP ZAP Proxy is one of the OWASP project with focusing on manning the middling proxy and finding vulnerabilities and fuzzing and many other features. And it's developed by Simon Bennett, and it's written in Java and inspired by Paros. So you can install ZAP Proxy on your Windows, Linux, and OS X operating systems. So you can find more information about this project at owasp.org/project ZAP, and as well as zapproxy.org. So this project is very, very active. So I recommend to read more about OWASP ZAP Proxy on website, Twitter, and other resources. So what are the main features of ZAP Proxy? So the first one is request interception, which is very necessary for us whenever we want to set up our pen testing lab, security testing against web application, mobile application, and other targets. So we can take advantage of ZAP Proxy, and I highly recommend to use ZAP Proxy instead of other commercial or even free tools, because I have experience working with different types of proxy tools, but OWASP ZAP Proxy give you a great opportunity to work with lots of features during your interception. So ZAP Proxy supporting advanced proxy. So you can set up some advanced proxy setting. You can configure your ZAP Proxy to intercept both requests and responses, and you can also perform other sort of testings like fuzzing, like, for example, in this specific session, for scripting against your target. So the third one is passive scanning. OWASP ZAP Proxy has a great passive scanner engine, and you can take advantage of passive scanning whenever you want to have a lighter scanning against your target, whenever you don't want to engage directly with your target, your web application, for example. And you can take advantage of passive scanning as well as active scanning. So like other tools, ZAP Proxy supports active scanning, so you can rely on ZAP Proxy, and it will give you a complete report regarding some known vulnerabilities inside your web application, for example, and other targets that you want. And also the next one is web spidering. Using web spidering is very necessary whenever you're going to start your penetration testing and vulnerability assessment against your web application or any other kind of targets. So you must perform web spidering whenever you want to have a great and complete schema about your web application or website. And a great web spidering, complete web spidering will give you a good overview on your target, and it will be great. Yes.
Quick question. Are you changing your slides? Because we're still only seeing your front slide.
You can't see my current slide? Can you see my current slides, ZAP features?
Oh yeah, we can see the new slides now.
Can you see my slide right now?
Yeah, I'm seeing the ZAP Features slide at the moment.
Okay, we can go on. Okay,
Perfect.
so web spidering. Okay, so you can take advantage of OWASP ZAP Proxy web spidering, and this is very great opportunity to take advantage of this ZAP Proxy features to have a great overview on your web application and websites. So the next feature is port scanning, which is very good feature. So by taking advantage of this feature, you can start a full port scan against your target, your web server, or any other targets. You can have a great overview on which port is open or not, which services are on your target side. And the next one is supporting WebSocket. So programmer and developers or security experts with some programming background love this feature, and you can enjoy to use WebSocketing, and ZAP Proxy supports WebSocket. And the next one is brute force scanner, and you can set up automatic brute forcing. You can set up your own brute force script, which is very interesting and helpful during penetration testing and vulnerability assessments. And also you can use customize during your brute forcing, and I will talk about brute forcing and somehow can take advantage of ZAP Proxy fuzzing. So installing ZAP Proxy, so you can download the latest version of ZAP Proxy from this link, zapproxy.org/download. You need Java 8+, and the later version of this Java version, Java 8. And you can click on agree before installing finish, and it has a easy installation. So after that, you can see a warning message about persist ZAP session, which is very important. I highly recommend to tick yes, I want to persist this session with name based on current timestamp. Or even if you want, just take a look at OWASP ZAP Proxy, you can say, no, I don't want to persist the session right now. So this is ZAP Proxy GUI. Actually, we have some main section inside OWASP ZAP Proxy, a tree window, which you can see your context, your websites, your targets, and your domains, subdomains, and everything related to that, all paths and URIs. So at the top of the image, you can see menu bar. You can select, for example, different options. You can choose different features of ZAP Proxy, and also you have a toolbar at the top of the ZAP Proxy GUI. You can move to request, move to response, request, or a script console, which is related to OWASP ZAP Proxy scripting. And also there is a workspace window here at the middle of the picture. You can use automated scanning, manual scripting, and you can also see some ZAP baseline scan and other information news by hitting Learn More button. And at the bottom of the image, you can see an information window. You can see all requests. For example, in this case, we have some GET requests and post. So you can choose whatever you want. If you want to have a deeper analysis, you can only choose the specific request or response. And also there are some other indicators there, like method, URL, code. In this case, we have 200, 400, and 302. And also we have some alerts. This is pointing to the vulnerability inside that specific URL, and some tags and notes whenever you want to write down some notes about a specific URL or request. And each request has its own ID, you can see. And also we have a footer here. You can see the current scans we have. In this case, we had one active scan, and also you can see all alerts together: high severity alerts, medium alerts, low level alerts, and informational. And this is the whole GUI of ZAP Proxy. And also I can show you something here. I have my ZAP here, but I think you can't see my ZAP Proxy. Let me share my OWASP ZAP Proxy with you. Okay. So can you see my ZAP Proxy GUI?
Yep, looks good.
If not, I can share it again.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. So this is the main GUI of ZAP Proxy, and all information regarding websites and targets will be listed here. And this is the automated scan. For example, you can write your for example.com or every address that is your target, and you want to perform an automated scan. And also we have some other features here. We can use traditional spider by clicking on this button, and also we can take advantage of Ajax spider if our target supporting Ajax. And also you can use Chrome and Firefox features here. And whenever you hit attack, the automated scanning will be started, and you can see all progress here. So we have this is the footer here, right here. You can see primary proxies set on localhost port 8080, and this is the alert section, and this is the history that we can see all requests and responses here. And we can also choose a specific request or response. We can search based on URL, request, response, header, and HTTP false results. And in this section, we have all alerts here together, so we can have a deeper analysis on each alert printed here. Also, we can, for example, set a false positive flag here, or any further information regarding a specific alert and vulnerabilities. And here is the output. And so in this section, all requests. So also we can send a request to our target, or even response, and this is the requester. So we can customize a specific request and send it through our website and web application. So this is the main GUI of Z-Attack Proxy, and these are different modes of OWASP Z-Attack proxies. I will talk about all of those later. So, okay, we can go on, and menu bar. I talk about all main section of Z-Attack Proxy GUI. Menu bar, which enables you to access to main functions. Toolbar, which is useful to useful features during the test. And tree window, display all targets, domains, subdomains, and scripts. And workspace window, display responses, scripts, and also requests. And information window provide details of manual tests or requests, and scanning, active scanning, and footer provides alerts and summary regarding our active scan. So automatic scan, as I told you, if you hit automated scan in the middle of ZAP GUI, you can click on quick start and click on automated scan button and enter your desired URL and website address. So after that, you can click on attack button to start automated scan against your web application and target. So we have different Z-Attack proxy mods. The first one is safe mode, which allows you to perform safe actions whenever you don't want to have a deep analysis engaging with web application. You want a very light scanning on your website and web application. You can choose safe mode. So the next one is protected mode, which allows you to perform simulated dangerous action by user. So in protected mode, you can have more interaction with the attack proxy. You can send dangerous requests to the website, and all procedures in this mode will be protected, and you can authorize the whole Z-Attack proxy procedure and engine to start a dangerous action against your web application or not. And the next one is start a standard mode, which allows you to perform everything. And in a standard mode, everything actually triggered by user. And in a standard mode, you can set up an active scanning against your web application, or manual scanning, or even trigger some prepared and actually some something that you want to in the field of scripting, something customized to your web application, to your website. So the last one is attack mode, and an attack mode actually is in scope addresses automatically scan via active scanner, and in attack mode actually the engine, the Z-Attack proxy engine, engaging directly with the web application and trigger all those payloads to your web application, to your website, and you can see which section and component is vulnerable or not. You can exploit that vulnerable component, and also you can take advantage of scripting in this mode as well. And so these are 4 different Z-Attack proxy modes. So as I showed you, let me close my, and here we can select safe mode, protected mode, or even attack mode. So whenever you want to choose attack mode, you will receive a caution here, and everything in scope, which is in our main target and main section inside our context, and for example, website, domain, and all subdomains, which is in a scope in your Z-Attack proxy, will be targeted by OWASP ZAP engine and active scanners. As you can see, active scanner will be triggered here. So for the main session, I will use DVWA and OWASP Juice Shop as our main targets. So the main section will be fully practical. We will cover all necessary aspects of web penetration testing using ZAP Proxy, why we must actually use ZAP Proxy as a flexible and great tools as our interceptor or as our active scanner. And we will parallelly use DVWA and OWASP Juice Shop as our targets during our main workshop. And I highly recommend to join us in that workshop.
Can I ask, there's a question in the chat. Can we ask a question about attack mode?
Yeah.
Ali also asks, another Ali asks, if you're testing on attack mode on your own hosted server that has a firewall, is there any chance the firewall may block your IP?
Yes, that's a good question, because in attack mode, as I mentioned before, we will receive a caution about starting attack mode, starting our ZAP Proxy in attack mode. And this is very, very good moment whenever we want to deal with a web application or website with a web application firewall or any other kind of WAF and intrusion detection systems. We must be careful about choosing ZAP Proxy mode. So I highly recommend to use protected mode or standard mode, because whenever you start a ZAP Proxy in attack mode, an active scanner will be triggered. Actually, all prepared payloads against the web application or website. So this is the moment that web application, firewall, or any other kind of intrusion detection and prevention systems may be block our node, and this is the very tricky in this moment. So I recommend to use protected mode or even standard mode, so you can whenever you want to have interactive test with your target, you can choose your own payload. You can trigger your payloads very carefully to the web application and to your targets, and even whenever you want to use your own OWASP ZAP Proxy scripts. So I highly recommend to use protected mode or standard mode.
As I've recently bumped into situations like this, you have to understand the WAF that's in play, as their heuristics and logics may be somewhat different, and you have different, you may have different results. So your mileage may vary.
Yes, actually, one of interesting inside the ZAP Proxy scripting is you can create your own script. You can create your own script to detect which kind of web application firewall is in place, or is there any kind of web application, first of all, or inside or not. And this is the actually good feature of OWASP ZAP Proxy. And for example, whenever you're comparing ZAP Proxy with other tools, maybe even commercial or free tools, in OWASP ZAP Proxy, you have a high volume of contributors all around the world trying to have a better tool, trying to have a better framework to support more protocols, more environments, more payloads, more features. So as well as other great features like scripting, like different modes inside the ZAP proxy, and it's free and open source, and we have lots of contributors, and so you can use the ZAP proxy as your favorite interceptor and the tool during whenever you want to perform penetration testing or a light scanning or vulnerability assessment. So I highly recommend OWASP ZAP Proxy because I work with many other tools, but when I compare ZAP Proxy with others, I realized that in this framework we have many features and options, and this is the great option for me as a tester or in any other position to start security testing or analysis on my targets and web applications. So OWASP ZAP Proxy scripting, why we should use ZAP Proxy scripting? Because we can, first of all, tampering web traffic and all kind of traffic that I want. So I can have my own tamper tools. So you can also take advantage of ZAP Proxy predefined scanner, for example, passive scanner and interceptor. But I can have my own interceptor to tamper specific protocols, to tamper specific request or response, or looking for specific content inside the responses or requests. So this is incredible. So the first one is web traffic tampering, and the second one is discover contextual vulnerabilities. If you are more professional in a web application and you're seeking for new vulnerabilities inside your web application, you can't also rely on ZAP automated scanner. You can have your ZAP script to find for specific vulnerabilities like XXC, like a complex cross-site scripting, or even whenever you want to deal with some kind of filtering, whenever you started a fuzzer and you are looking for an injection inside your web application, so you can take advantage of OWASP ZAP scripting, so you can filter all responses and looking for specific content, or even a response code from the web server. So the third one is dealing with authentication procedures. So this is very interesting and useful. We can automate all tests on authentication procedures, or we can actually audit all procedures regarding authentication, authorization inside our web application. We can have our scripts to look for any kind of vulnerabilities inside authentication or privilege escalation, looking for some privilege escalation vulnerabilities. And the final one is creating custom fuzzing payload, which is very useful. And the most interesting part of ZAP scripting is creating custom fuzzing payload. You can also take advantage of predefined fuzzing payloads inside the ZAP proxy, but I highly recommend to use custom fuzzing payloads, because you can have your own fuzzing payloads for all kind of vulnerabilities. For example, looking for you can actually set up your fuzzing payloads for looking for SQL injection, looking for XSS vulnerabilities, looking for example, any other kind of vulnerabilities, like any sign of account takeover, any sign of CSRF vulnerabilities, etc. And this is very interesting. So you can create your custom fuzzing payloads. And in this slides, we want to talk about importance of the attack proxy scripting. As I told you in previous slide, tampering a request or response is very necessary during our security test because we can tamper any kind of specific request and response. We can look for any kind of content inside a response, and it will be very helpful during our tests, and create attack inputs to aid a certain test whenever you want to just test specific vulnerabilities on your web application. You can use ZAP scripting, and this is one of other importance of ZAP scripting. And the third one is reusable security tests and authentication beyond plain forms authentication. And we can have many different kind of ZAP scripting whenever we want to deal with authentication form, different authentication procedures, because by default you cannot use ZAP predefined methodologies and payloads to test everything that you want whenever you want to deal with authentication forms and authentication protocols. So you must write your ZAP scripts to test all kind of authentication procedures and even different authentication forms. And the final item is custom weaknesses. So as I told you, that this is another importance of ZAP scripting. So you can looking for any kind of abnormal activity inside your web application and target by creating your own ZAP scripts. So here are the scripting features. ZAP Proxy scripting, so based on all stuff based on JS, built in Zest. This is the name. So at the end of the main workshop, we will dealing with Zest command line without using ZAP Proxy GUI. And there is Ruby and Python add-ons, so you can take advantage of Ruby and Python add-ons. And here are scripting types. We have 4 different scripting types, like standalone, so you can send it manually, targeted, sending manual to a specific request, so you can choose your specific request. And also you can find your specific request at the bottom of the ZAP GUI. Proxy, sending each time a request response. So you can proxy your request and response and sending each time, and for example 10 times or 20 times and n times, or whenever you want. An HTTP sender, which is sending for all requests that you have in your ZAP Proxy framework. So here's scripting types. We have 4 different scripting types: active scan rules, passive scan rules, authentication script, and input vector script. So in active scan rules, we can send it with an active scan rule. So whenever you run your ZAP with active scanning, so all scripts will be triggered to your web application and targets. In passive scan rules, it's similar to the previous one. Whenever you start passive scanning, you can trigger your scripts, and also you can write your custom script inside passive scan rules, so it will obey passive scanning rules. So there are some predefined scanning rules in passive, active, and also in 2 other type of scripting, like authentication. In authentication, also authentication script, you can set that whenever you want to deal with authentication form or authentication procedure, the script would be sent to the web application and it will be triggered. And input vector script, which is define a specific part of input needs to attack, which is something like whenever you want to start a fuzzing against a specific input on your web application. So if you want, you can choose input vector script. So here is ZAP Attack Proxy Addons, fuzzer HTTP processor. So whenever you want to sending HTTP request, whenever you started fuzzing, you can use add-ons in fuzzer HTTP and fuzzer WebSocket processor, sending when WebSocket requests are fuzzed, payload generator, creating crafted input to feed the fuzzer engine, and the final one is payload processor, is an altered crafted input before used by fuzzer engine. And also in ZAP Proxy add-ons, I will show you something interesting in add-ons. So by clicking on this item, manage add-ons, you can see all installed add-ons and a marketplace here. You can see download ZAP because I'm not using the latest version of OWASP ZAP Proxy, or I can upgrade to the latest one by hitting download ZAP here. And in marketplace, we have lots of ZAP Proxy add-ons, which is very, very helpful during our test, during our ZAP scripting, and in all procedures whenever we are dealing with ZAP Proxy. So for example, we have FuzzDB Offensive, which is a database of some payloads and web actors, attack files, which we can use during our fuzzing procedure. And also, for example, here we have a Spanish version of ZAP help file, as well as Turkish. So another, for example, Vapalizer, you can add Vapalizer here, and many other interesting add-ons, for example, JWT support, GraphQL, and add encode, decode, hash dialog. And also in this app, this is the installed ZAP Proxy add-ons. So you can see I installed some useful ZAP Proxy add-ons right now. For example, Advanced SQL Injection Scanner, which is very great and helpful, or Ajax Spider, Attack Surface Detector, which analyze web application source code to generate endpoint that can be used for penetration testing, bug tracker extension, and custom payloads. This is very good. So you can have your custom payloads, and whenever you want to start an active scanning, you can use custom payloads here. And FuzzDB files. This is very helpful because this is a large database of fuzzing characters, which is useful during fuzzing techniques and fuzzing procedures, and some passive scanning rules, and a port scanner here, which is a standalone port scanner add-on, and Python scripting, which allows Python to be used for ZAP scripting. And there are some templates inside this add-on. And also Ruby scripting, Selenium, and some other useful add-ons like Volcheck. You can have more information by hitting this URL here, and Zest, which is graphical security scripting for ZAP, and I will talk about it. And the dependency is Selenium here, so you must install Selenium as ZAP add-on before installing Zest here. Okay, so that's it. And this is the whole introduction about our Z-Attack proxy using scripting using Z-Attack proxy, and all necessary information regarding your upcoming workshop to have a great experience when we want to have complete penetration testing and vulnerability assessment when we want to deal with Z-Attack proxy and Z-Attack proxy scripting especially. So if there is any question, I'm open to answer your question.
Glad you asked about questions because we have a few. So how would you compare ZAP with Burp Suite Community Edition?
Yes, actually, this is a very good question because actually, Burp Suite is a very good proxy tool and also an automated vulnerability scanner and manual vulnerability scanner. So you can take advantage of many features inside Burp Suite, but there are some limitations when you want to have a great and deep comparison between Burp Suite and OWASP ZAP proxy. For the first limit is Burp Suite is not free and open source, so there is less contributor all around the board. There is less add-ons. There's less features when we are comparing a Burp Suite with Z-Attack proxy, as well as some commercial aspects. You must pay for Burp Suite Community Edition, but OWASP ZAP proxy is free to use, and also there are many other contributors, and you have a flexible environment when you're dealing with Z-Attack proxy. Whenever you want to write your own script, it's open and it's your own to create your own fuzzer, to create your own authentication procedure, to create your own scripts inside Z-Attack proxy. However, inside Burp Suite, we have something different. We have a framework. We must use some predefined rules. We must use some predefined add-ons. But inside Z-Attack proxy, we have more flexible environments.
Next question. I believe I know the answer of this, but for the Marketplace add-ons, I believe most of them are free. I'm not aware of any that are actually, or if there are paid add-ons to ZAP. But as far as everything I've looked at in the Marketplace, they've been free. Do you know of that being any different?
Yes, all stuff inside Z-Attack proxy, and because it's OWASP project, this is free and open source, and it's open for any contributor all around the world, and all add-ons, features, everything is fully free, and you can use and take advantage of any add-ons inside Marketplace.
Awesome. Now here's an interesting one that we've been thinking about. Is there something you wish you could script in ZAP that you haven't figured out yet?
Actually, whenever you are dealing with OWASP ZAP proxy scripting, you may think about something new, something interesting during your penetration testing, during your assessment, and you want to write it inside ZAP proxy to automate your procedure, your penetration testing procedure. So there are lots of ideas when you're dealing with ZAP proxy scripting. And actually, I script everything that I wanted before, because ZAP proxy gave me an opportunity to deal with any kind of features like in authentication, in for example, in fuzzing, in finding injection vulnerabilities. So in ZAP Proxy, you have a flexible and endless environment, so you can write your own scripts even without an actual ZAP GUI. You take advantage of ZEST in command line in your CMD.
Oh, cool. Cool. This is another one I just sort of thought of. You gave a list of different scripting languages: Ruby, Python, Zest. So what's your go-to, and why? Why do you feel? Why is that your go-to, and what do you feel is the easiest environment to work with scripting?
Yeah, the main language in ZAP Proxy scripting is Zest, as I mentioned before, and also in the main workshop we will use Zest programming language and as our programming language, and also inside command line we can write our own Zest script with ZAP application. But from my point of view, whenever you want to deal with web application testing, dealing with Python is more flexible and easier way to deal with web application testing and have your own scripts. But in this specific session and our coming workshop, we will use Zest.
So speaking of the workshop, one of the questions we had kicking around was the topics of the workshop. Maybe you could just briefly talk about what topics would be covered.
Yeah, actually, first of all, we will talk about practically all these features we mentioned in this brief session. And after that, we will try to set up our lab and environment. And after that, we will trigger our different scenarios, cover OWASP top 10 and some testing guide scenarios against our target web applications using ZAP Proxy. And after that, when we deal with all basic and principal features of ZAP Proxy, we will start to learn more about ZAP Proxy scripting. We will try ZAP Proxy scripting in authentication section, in injection, in fuzzing, and in other areas that I mentioned in this slide.
Cool. As you can imagine, especially during this time we're all facing, here, I'm in the COVID bunker. Planning something like this that would be obviously online, crossing multiple time spans and dealing with environments and setups, that's something that has to be organized, and timing is important. So in the coming months, we'll be trying to suss this all out. So I don't know, I feel a survey coming on. But the other question that we were thinking of is, in your day-to-day, what is your typical way of working? So if, for example, your daily tasks, what are you typically doing, and what features are you using for your daily tasks?
Yes, you can take advantage of OWASP ZAP Proxy for all your steps and routines whenever you are dealing with security testing, penetration testing, web application assessment, and everything as your daily tasks as a penetration tester or security experts. You can expect all necessary features and options from OWASP ZAP Proxy, so you can take advantage of those features. You can take advantage of actually interceptor as vulnerability scanner, active vulnerability scanner, passive vulnerability scanner, as a flexible environment to write your own scripts and set up your own labs, set up your own security testing procedure. So you can take advantage of ZAP for your all daily tasks, your all daily security testings.
Awesome. So we're at the top of the hour here. Unless there are any other questions, thank you very much. This has been an excellent introduction. We appreciate that it's evening your time, and that we have faced bandwidth challenges and so I really appreciate you stepping up to be able to talk to us about OWASP ZAP and introduce to us about it. In the coming months, we'll be trying to sort out the logistics of a workshop, which will be obviously a challenge, but we love a challenge. Anyways, I don't see any other questions in the chat. So again, thank you and stay safe, and we'll be talking.
Thank you, Gar. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the session and stay safe.
Awesome. Thanks again, and good day, everyone.